Was what?
My mom took us to work with her all the time, way before we could have working papers.
Yeah.
My first paid job was dish machine operator, a DMO.
Okay.
That's not fun.
Was that in a restaurant?
Oh yeah, in Hojo's in upstate New York, and then I
Okay.
became a fountain girl. That was a big summer when I got promoted.
To fountain girl.
To fountain
girl. And then you were a line cook once upon a time.
A line cook. I've done every job there is in the restaurant.
In the restaurant.
Yep.
And you were a buyer?
I became a buyer at Macy's. My boss, Michael Corsello, trained me, and I became a buyer and worked in Macy's food cellar for years. And then for Joe Musco, and I managed
started doing local TV, cooking on local TV?
I sure did. I started teaching 30-minute meals to teach people how to cook so that we could sell them more groceries.
And then as time went by, America discovered her, and then her daytime talk show was born, the Food Network came along. I don't think it all came in that order, but it's really an exciting journey that you've had throughout your life.
Only in America.
Only here. Well, let's talk about Bubble and Brown.
This is the very first thing I brought to QVC. Our very first thing we sold here was
that right?
The very first TSV was oval nesting Bubble and Brown.
Well, this is the 3-quart oval and the 2.5-quart covered oval. Now, your bigger oval is uncovered. Your smaller oval, the 2.5, is covered. And we've got these in beautiful stoneware, so we know stoneware is incredibly durable.
And it never gets spots. It won't stain. It never changes. It never ages. Literally, I've had my first set since the day they sent me the approval right off the line.
Right.
I still have those. It's just a wonderful material. And David, you love them because I put handles in them.
Which makes it so much easier for me
to carry heavy things in and out of the oven.
Well, exactly. And I have hands the size of a gorilla. So I need a larger opening there to be able to get after it. Now, let's go through colors. Blue is my most limited color. And these are all of Rachel's consistent color palette. So if you have any of the other Bubble and Brown pieces,
it'll mix and match.
These will all work back. So here it is in the blue. The white, the blue and the white are both limited, I'm told. So I would not wait too long on these two. This is also clearance pricing, so when this particular Bubble and Brown set is gone, we will not be reordering this one, but there will be others coming down the pipe.
Oh, sure, that's why we do this, so we can make room.
Correct. So you're getting a top shelf item at a rock bottom price. You're in the right place at the right time, which is a good thing. So blue and white. Then in the middle, I've got purple for you, a deep, rich, eggplanty purple. And then beside that is Rachel's favorite color, that's the orange. And then finally, our foodie's favorite color, which is the red. Now, that is a gorgeous tomato red, very similar to Rachel's sweater today. So you're looking at something fantastic. You're looking at a 3-quart capacity larger vessel, a 2.5-quart covered vessel. So if you've got something that you need to, that calls for the recipe, calls for it to be covered, you've got a lid. And then when you cook some things uncovered, like this beautiful baked ziti, you're ready to roll.
Well, you know what's great about, there's so many properties that are terrific about this material, but it keeps hot food hot and cold food cold. So in the winter months, when you're making lots of comfort foods, if you take these dishes to the table and serve from them, they'll radiate the heat from the oven for a long time. In the summer months, you chill your cold salads in the vessel, and when you take them outside, if it's a covered salad, you have a lid to keep, the bugs or the little bits of leaves and things in the air and pollen and such off of your food. So in the summer, chill cold salads in the vessels themselves. In the winter, take them to the table, of course, and serve from them. And when they're empty, they stack so beautifully and they just look pretty. I leave them on the counter all the time. The capacity's huge. They go in the oven to 500. They're dishwasher safe, of course, but they just rinse out so easily. I've never put mine in the dishwasher. It's just a waste of space for me. But they could go into the microwave, into the freezer, on and on and on. I mean, it's just the most perfect material. And if you've never tried it, you really should. And they're completely inherently nonstick.
Absolutely, because that glaze inside gives you that virtual nonstick. Now, I will tell you about the blue. If you want this deep, rich, dark blue, I have fewer than 100, I believe, to go around. Is that right, John? I beg your pardon, 150. So 150 to go around there. Here it is in the white. Now, we don't often carry the white vessels in stoneware, so this is an exciting chance.
And you're going into, spring and summer. That's bridal season. What a great gift for a bride or for a shower,
White is also a safe color when you're buying it as a gift and you don't know their color scheme.
That's right. You don't know their color scheme.
Now, we've got it in purple, which is a deep, rich, dark.
Almost an eggplant. Yeah.
Saturated purple, which is lovely. And then you've got your favorite cheerful orange,
which
I think is always such fun. And then our foodie's favorite color, On QVC, that's of course the red. So we've got all this coming your way at a clearance price. We're also excited to be able to bring this at 35% off the regular price, give you 4 easy payments on your credit card. The good news, bad news story is it's on sale. That's the good news. Bad news is it sells out. We wave goodbye. This set not being reordered.
And this looks like it costs $100 or more. I mean, it was already a great price, you know, at its original price. To have these 2 huge pieces for under $40 is an enormous opportunity and a very big bargain.
Now, is this bolognese or chili?
A big pot of bolognese.
Oh,
yeah, the boys decided that they were going to go over the top, I think, this morning. I think this is going to be called lunch in about 20 minutes.
I think you're very correct about that. I'm thinking maybe they actually made enough bolognese where they had some extra, which is great. That's never a bad thing. Then you got, look at this, enchiladas, yes?
Yeah, big enchiladas, pulled beef enchiladas, side of cold corn and black bean and roasted pepper salad. Again, you keep your cold food cold, you keep your warm food warm. They're beautiful. They're really pretty vessels. If you collect Bubble and Brown, what a great add-on at a clearance price. If you're giving gifts or been invited, I just got invited to my first baby shower of the year and a bridal shower coming right after. These are great gifts for that type of season. For Mother's Day, for Dad's Day.
Easter
cook for
right
them.
around the corner.
Easter. Cook for them. Bring the dish to the house and leave the dish as a gift.
Now, real quickly, most limited